Hey guys, welcome back. This is Avera and this is Ask Avera episode 2. So in this episode, I want to talk about the hardest part of experiencing same-sex attractions, SSA, for me specifically. So I've talked to a lot of people, especially young men and women my age, who I know experience same-sex desires, or, a lot of them are Catholic like me, but some of them, may identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and the like. And I think that we have some common ground in the things that we suffer with on a day-to-day basis. And I think that one of them, which is something that I don't think a lot of people realize, is that experiencing same-sex attractions doesn't just apply to who a person is sexually attracted to. It affects almost every aspect of our life, and makes even the simple task of making friends that much harder, especially friends of the same sex. So an example that I'll give is my current best friend. We met at a conference over the summer, and I saw her, and I guess I wasn't expecting to meet someone who I thought was so cool at this conference. It was a bunch of I'm not going to call them old people, but they were significantly older than me. I was one of the oldest. So I wasn't expecting to meet too many people that I would relate to that were around my age. So I really wasn't expecting to see her there. So it kind of made me turn in on myself a bit whenever I was around her. So I went from being very enthusiastic and energetic to questioning everything that I said, everything that I did, especially when I was around her. My immediate thought when I wanted to be her friend so badly is I'm thinking to myself, that's so weird. You can't just want to be friends with someone like this. It's obvious that you have ulterior motives, or it's obvious that you feel a certain way about her that you shouldn't. And I kept playing all of these, I kept saying all of these things in my head. And I remember it just being so exhausting that, I wanted to talk to her, especially we were at this conference, we had common ground, we had interest in the same things. And yet I felt like I could not talk to her or be friends with her because, I might have eventually fallen for her. And I just remember it stressing me out the whole time I was there, to the point where I barely said 2 words to her the entire time. And it's only by the grace of God that we're as close as we are now. But I almost did not let myself get to that point with her, because I was so scared that it was going to lead to something else. And I feel like that happens so often with both sexes, with men and women, is that we get so self-conscious. And, it's not even that we're attracted to the person in a way that's physical or romantic. It's just we question any attraction we have to other people. And this may not be the case for everyone, but I can definitely say that it is the case for me and a lot of other people that I've talked to. Is it doesn't always result in us, overthinking, oh, do I like this person? Do I want to be in an intimate sexual or romantic relationship with them? It can just boil down to, why do I want to talk to them so bad? Why do I want to be their friend so bad? Can I be their friend? Can I say anything to them? Can I breathe the same air as this person? And it's something that I don't think a lot of people notice. And it's not something that I think a lot of people may pay attention to, not because they don't care, but because they may not know. And because they just don't realize that this is what this person is going through. So one thing that I do want to leave you with, a bit of advice, is that if you know someone living with same-sex attractions, especially if it's a person trying to live in accord with Catholic Church teaching, I guarantee you there's so much struggling, there's so much pain going on probably in that person's life, not just because they can't necessarily sleep with the person they may want to, but because they feel like making friends is hard. So I would highly encourage you, if you know a person like this, talk to them, be open with them, let them share their life story with you, let them just talk to you, and let them speak their mind, and let them share what's on their heart and what they're going through, and really just be a friend, and don't be afraid to be a friend, because I think at the end of the day, that's what we need most, is we need to know that people love us in our day-to-day lives. And it doesn't have to be anything romantic. It just has to be real. It has to be, we need friends more than anything. And I think that that's where a lot of the loneliness comes from, is that, not only are some people choosing celibacy, but a lot of times they're also choosing to be alone. And not because of anything that we decide, but other people decide it for us because they get scared or they get nervous, or, it becomes a point of shame, I think, on both sides. Whereas someone like me would be ashamed of wanting to be friends with someone, whereas someone else would say something like, oh, they have same-sex attractions, I don't want them to think a certain way about me, or I don't want them to think that I want anything romantic to do with them. No, I think ultimately we want to be friends, and we want to have people that love us in our lives. We want family around us. We want friends around us. And I think that that's really what keeps our head above water, is knowing that people love us, and knowing that, people are there to support us and to help us along in our faith journey, and to help us be human and have a good human experience while we have the limited time that we do on Earth. So thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell notification to be notified every time I post a new video, or just come back every Wednesday for another new video. Thank you all so much again, and I will see you all next time.